I totally agree with Dr. Masmoro that when purpose is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. When purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. Abuse happens only where purpose is not known. Purpose has not been investigated and discovered. Anywhere you don't have purpose, abuse prevails. You find that in nations, you find that in families, you find that even in churches, you find that in our personal life. When we don't know our purpose, we abuse ourselves, abuse our health, our finances, and abuse relationship. Let me bring that down to marriage. Wherever, any marriage or any relationship where purpose is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. Abuse prevails in every environment where purpose is not first discovered. That's why I used to ask people, if you want to get into a relationship, what is the purpose? You want to get into a relationship, what is the purpose of that relationship? If you get into that relationship without defining the purpose, discovering the purpose, it's either you abuse the person you are partnering with, or the person you're partnering with will abuse you. But whichever way, there will be abuse in that contract. That's why it's important to discover purpose before you get into any relationship. Wherever purpose is not first known, abuse prevails. Abuse prevails. Abuse becomes a common practice in a purposeless environment. Abuse is a common practice in any purposeless environment, any environment that is not purpose discovered, purpose based, purpose driven. So, as I speak about marriage and purpose, I'd like you to also know that the reason why we have so much abuse in marriage, a man beats up the wife or abuses her mentally or emotionally or spiritually, and the woman does the same. In many cases, the woman does even worse than most men do. The reason why this happens is simply because in most of this marriage, especially the ones I have seen, purpose was never discussed. It was not the basis of that relationship. In many cases, I've seen where the man has a purpose, but he married a woman that doesn't know anything about purpose. Or the woman has a purpose and he dabbled into a relationship with a man who does not know anything about purpose. And there is no how they can coordinate, and there is no how they can run that relationship. Because every relationship that would work, that would be fulfilling and satisfactory, every relationship that will bring joy and peace must have at the center what is called purpose. Purpose is a salt that keeps the relationship alive, makes it tasteful, makes it delicious, if you don't mind. Purpose play this role of a salt, the role that salt plays in food. That's the role that purpose play in relationship. Anywhere purpose is not first found, abuse becomes inevitable. So you want to get married to that guy, or you want to get married to that girl. What is the purpose? The first question you should be asking yourself, what's the purpose? Why do I want to get married? What is God's original purpose for marriage? What's my own purpose? What am I created for? What is the purpose of the lady I want to marry? Now, these are questions you need to bring together to form the philosophy of the union you want to build. The union you want to build should be based on the discovery of purpose. Until you discover purpose, you will find that relationship become abusive. Because anywhere you don't have purpose, people get frustrated. The reason for frustration in most instances is because this person doesn't have satisfaction. Marriage should bring satisfaction. And the reason for satisfaction is when you see the results you are getting, either the result you're getting in the life of your spouse and the result you're getting in the life of your husband or your wife, and then of course the impact both of you are making on other people. It's either the man is influencing and affecting the wife positively, or the woman is affecting the husband positively, and both of you get to the point of wholeness and you are able to together impact the lives of others. Because like I have said in other of my videos, marriage is actually about impact, making impact in the lives of people. Because when you get married, God will bring people into your life. He will first bring children. And what do you have to help these children grow, to bright children, to intelligent children, to children that are grounded with values, with convictions, and children that grow up well, if you don't have purpose, if you're not grounded in purpose? I have often advised couples to stay away from having children until they are able to establish some of these facts and these truths. So, purpose is so important. If you allow purpose to prevail in your union, the next thing you have is joy. You will have peace, because every time your passion is directed towards the right thing, the outcome gives you joy. So you can imagine two persons who are married together, who are connected in covenant, and these two persons are like tag teams, and they know exactly what their union is supposed to be chasing, and they are chasing it. So the more they chase, the more they bond, the more they are together. The more they chase and the more they have results, the more they are bonded, the more they are happy, because marriage should bring joy, should bring happiness. Abuse is the product of the absence of value. Wherever you don't have value, you will have abuse. So let me give you an example. A man married a young woman, and this woman is a purpose-driven being. She has so much she wants to do, and he has so much he wants to do, and both of them are able to allow their purposes to flow into one another. The man finds that this woman is a treasure. He will value her. He will value her. Just like the Bible talked about the virtuous woman whose husband is praised and recognized and respected at the city gate, that man valued that woman. He will value what is important to us. We value what makes us grow. We value what gives us progress. Anything that brings you down, you devalue it. That's why when a woman brings honor to her husband, brings lifting to her husband, that woman becomes the star of that man. The man prays for him, her. The man lives his life as if his life is cut out for her alone. Let me give you another example. You got into your kitchen and there are two knives. One is sharpened, the other one is not sharpened. Which would you use? You will use the one that is sharpened. Oftentimes in the kitchen, you find that knife that is not properly sharpened, you abuse it. You use it for other things other than what it's meant because it's not sharpened. You just create a purpose and activity for that particular knife because that knife is not sharpened, is not purposeful. That's what marriage becomes. When a woman gets into marriage without a purpose, and when a man gets into marriage without a purpose, that marriage would end up being toxic. Because frustration will come, depression will come. A man without purpose, a man that is not chasing anything, a woman that is not chasing anything will be frustrated. And so you find this woman or this man deriving joy from watching movies, visiting friends, going for birthday parties, and doing all other things. Actually, the source of joy should be based on purpose. Purpose is the only thing that can give true joy, true peace. So every night as you retire to bed, you find that there is this well of joy that is swelling in your heart, that fills your heart because of your accomplishment together with your wife at the beginning of the day. But when there is no purpose, you find a house full of strife, fighting. I'm not saying that when you have purpose is all rosy. No. Life always will have challenges, will have a storm. But the point I'm making that two persons who are grounded in purpose always will devise a way to go through the challenges. In fact, the challenges announce their purpose, announce who they are, announce the calling that God has put on their life. I have looked at marriage and I have looked at it and I've just simply said that marriage is a calling. Marriage is a calling. It's not just a means of, because for some people, marriage is just a means of procreation or a channel to avoid immorality, fornication. But that's not what marriage is. Marriage is two persons coming together under God. Two persons with an ordination of God on their life to fulfill a mission on earth, and they come together under God's grace, under a covenant between themselves to align together so they can achieve that purpose. A man chooses a wife because he discovers a calling of God upon his life, and so he picks that lady because he sees that that lady can help him achieve that purpose that God, that assignment that God has placed on his shoulder. So when he does that, you find both of them work together to achieve it. There is peace in the home. There is joy within their souls. There is health because, purpose gives health. Purpose enhances health. Enhances when you are mentally active, emotionally active, physically active, doing something, writing a book like I do, traveling to speak, doing something that keeps your system working. You will live longer because the more active you become, the more healthier. I'm not a medical doctor, but you can ask medical doctors that will expound this fact to you. The more active you become, the more healthy you become. Purpose gives value. Purpose gives worth. So that woman is cherished by her husband because he has found purpose in her. That's why he would not beat her, because there is purpose. You beat a woman who doesn't have purpose. Now, I'm not saying I'm not justifying violence in marriage. No, that's not of God. But I'm saying that's the reason why we have violence is because the man did not discover his purpose before he got into that marriage, or the woman did not discover hers, and so both of them come together, two persons without purpose. Sometimes one person has a purpose, the other doesn't have, and yet you have the fight. Anywhere you have purpose will minimize conflict because the two persons have one thing, common goal they are chasing. That common goal keeps them healthy, keeps healthy communication, keeps healthy sexual life, keeps healthy financial accountability, keep healthy relationships. Everyone knows the other person's friend. Everyone has access to the other person's information, including the phones. What you value is what you cherish. I have always asked young girls, go get something. Go find what God has called you to do, because that guy will value you if you're already walking on the path of purpose when he met you. In fact, purpose and the journey into purpose is what attracts good men to you. So young lady, find your place, find your purpose, not marriage. Find purpose first before looking for marriage. In fact, when you find purpose, purpose will find men for you, will find real men for you. Purpose is a pathfinder. It will find the right man. Purpose will find the right woman. Yes, it's true. Purpose will. It will find a man who will cherish you, who will love you, who will take care of you. What you don't value, you despise. A man will always despise a woman who is not bringing additions to his life, not really in terms of money, but a woman who is positioned, who is equipped, who has all it takes to be a blessing to his life. The more a blessing you be, the more value the man places on you or the woman places on you. And one thing that makes you valuable before anybody, makes you relevant and significant, in fact, increases your significance, is purpose. Don't get married. Find purpose. When you find purpose, purpose will find a man. Purpose will find the woman. I'll stop here and trust that God will pass this principle deep into your heart and make you start looking for purpose. When you bring purpose into marriage, marriage becomes one exciting relationship. There'll be no divorce, there'll be no fighting. There'll be a glorious home, a glorious partnership between you and that lady. My prayer is that God will bring wisdom to your mind as you digest this. In Jesus' name, amen. Let me close by introducing you to my little book. It's called Before You Say I Do. It's on seller. If you look around the comment section, you will find a link that will lead you to that book. That book could be a training manual for you if you're about to get married, and could help you restructure your marriage if you're already married. I wrote from very deep experience, and I pray that God will use the book to influence you positively. God bless you.